Hello, my name is Bogdan Dumitrescu. I'm a Romanian writer and I want to send you this message with some artworks attached, artworks made by Eugene Alpan, the co-author of the thinking behind this statement. An Introduction to Socialist-Capitalist Realism Manifesto. Historical circumstances and long-lasting debates about proletcultism, socialist realism, Zdanovism, combined with many other contemporary socio-political analyses of the Romanian cultural life, made us miss a very original phenomenon that is happening right now under our very own eyes. I called the Socialist-Capitalist Realism. Let's start from the beginning. The history of the socialist realism is fairly simple. In USSR, after a decade influenced by the avant-garde, in the first years of the 30s, even the idea of aesthetical value was eliminated. In 1932, Stalin implements and states exclusively only the political art named socialist realism. In Romania, few years after, in late 50s, a hardcore socialist art line had been settled. Once Ceausescu got in power in 1965, the communication lines with the West had been reestablished, but unfortunate in the last decade of his presidency, the 80s, arts returned to a very hard line, Maoistic-like. During all these years, the Romanian artists specialized in preying the political power, learned how to censor themselves and how to ideologically filter an artistic idea before making it public. In fact, in order to protect themselves, either to take advantages or just to stay aside from the danger, the artists learned the principles of propaganda. Anyhow, the Romanian artists have quickly realized the absolute lack of sense behind any artistic act during all that periods. In the 60s, Gerhard Richter and Zygmunt Polke escaped the socialist realism by simply deflecting to the West. Under the constant pressure of the messages from surrounding advertising world, they simply invented the capitalist realism as an artistic concept. Nowadays, capitalist realism is defined as an art concept that ironically points toward advertising. Lately, here in the East, as well as in the rest of the hemispheres, ideologies of the past are diluted in such a way that look alike. The political left wing is financed by exploiting the working class. The populism of the right wing becomes proletarian. The democracy easily accepts the dictatorship of the strong political figures, and the dictatorship slows down a little by accepting the democracy forms which are becoming forms with no content. Today, the global crisis that acts also on moral and artistic levels, not only political and economical, shows different exotic elements in the Central Europe. These elements are an added value to the existing crisis because they are part of a historical heritage caught in between capitalism and communism, the Nazi and the communist concentration camps, in between the heart of the East and the brain of the West. After 2 decades since Romania supposedly acts and feels in a capitalistic manner, it is only the point where artists cannot go further without explaining few elements that alternate in our own history. Left, right political ideologies, democracy, dictatorship, socialism, capitalism. Under these historical, political, and aesthetical circumstances, Romanian artists start to figure out that the elements of the present and the past are in fact parts of the same story, and these elements can be combined in a new aesthetical way of analyze and foresee what is happening in and what arts and culture will deliver in the next period of time. I call this integrationist, ambivalent, new artistic vision about history, reality, and crisis, the socialist-capitalist realism. This new artistic concept, socialist-capitalist realism, is based on the fact that the aesthetics of the socialist realism and the capitalist realism uses the same methods to propagate the messages to the public. So, the principles of the two artistic concepts can be combined, can be collated, and used as one in a single artistic act, with more or less self-irony, cynicism, or only sadness. All these due to the disillusion suffered in contact with the emptiness found behind both propaganda systems. Ion Bârlădeanu, the underground Romanian pop artist discovered while living and making art in junkyards, showcased at Basel in 2009, is making collages where he mixes images of Ceausescu and pop stars. The filmmaker Cristi Puiu, in his movie The Death of Mr. Lăzărescu, 2005 Cannes Film Festival, Un Certain Regard Award, builds up on contemporary elements, also using inert forms from the communist era. The healthcare system is nowadays exactly as it was before the fall of the Iron Curtain. Another example are the hyperrealist, American-like policemen of the Romanian director Cristian Porumboiu that question themselves on moral issues in a perfect socialist realist set of a Romanian contemporary city where nothing has changed in the last 20 years. Police Adjective, 2009, jury prize in the Un Certain Regard section at the Cannes Film Festival. The success of these artistic products is due to the authenticity of the authors, who have lived and experienced firsthand both communism and consumerism, being equally disappointed. Speaking about the screenwriters, directors of photography involved in the Romanian film New Wave, who are around 40 years old, living half of their life in socialism and half in capitalism. Socialist-capitalist realism is making and will keep making valuable art and relevant artistic gestures on an authentic way of seeing the surrounding contemporary world. Let's reflect again in future articles about it. Thank you very much.